Has the love of your life ever changed their mind and left you unsure of what happened? Stay tuned as we try to figure out why a woman's fiancé stopped caring about her. Hi everybody, I'm Sue Ellen Clayton. Welcome to my channel where we're learning how to read tarot one card at a time. In today's reading, we'll be using a 3-card spread to figure out why a woman's fiancé changed his tune. I will be using the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, and there is a link below. I realize that this isn't the cheeriest Valentine's Day reading, but the romance readings I've been getting lately have been kind of bleak. On the other hand, if you're not out celebrating with the love of your life tonight, this might be exactly what you need. This question was posted anonymously online by a woman. Her question was, why have my fiancé's feelings towards me changed in the past month? He went from telling me that you are the love of my life to saying, I don't care about you. For simplicity's sake, we will call her fiancé Cole. She did not mention using a spread. However, I will be using the root cause spread to figure out the root of Cole's feelings. Card number 1 looks at the state of Cole's feelings in the past. The querent drew the star. Card number 2 looks at what is influencing Cole's current behavior. The querent drew the Ace of Swords. Card number 3 looks at the potential for rekindling the relationship. The querent drew the 7 of Wands. Let's begin by looking at my first impressions. It's pretty easy to see that Cole's feelings follow the progression that the querent mentions. In the past position, she is literally the star of his life. In the middle card, the Ace of Swords, we can see that something has changed in terms of Cole's thoughts. And the final card, the 7 of Wands, doesn't make it look like they're going to be renewing their vows and sailing off into the sunset. Although this spread confirms what the querent is saying, on first glance it doesn't give me any information about why his feelings have changed. Let's look at each card individually and see if we can figure it out. Card number 1 looks at the state of Cole's feelings in the past when he viewed the querent as the love of his life. The querent drew the star. In the star we see a naked, blonde-haired woman. Her blonde hair symbolizes innocence and youth. Her nakedness represents that she is not hiding her true essence. She's free from artificial restrictions such as clothing. She is unapologetically being who she is, and there's nothing between her and the world. One foot is on top of the pool. Water represents emotions and healing. Some scholars believe that the position of her foot could represent Jesus walking on water, which is a symbol of holiness. She's kneeling on the ground beside the pool, which shows that she's grounded. She's also working very hard. We can see her pouring jugs of water, which, if you think about how much a gallon of milk weighs, would get heavy fast. She's also looking at her reflection in the pool. Many people believe that her image is based on Narcissus, a Greek myth about a man who falls in love with his reflection in a pool and drowns staring at his own reflection. In this case, the pool has many ripples, which means that vanity has no place in her world. So I think it's pretty obvious why Cole would consider this woman to be the love of his life. She's beautiful, but not vain. She's in touch with her emotions. She's not pretending to be someone she's not. And she's almost holy. Why on earth would he give up on that? Hopefully the next card will help us to figure it out. Card number 2 looks at what is influencing Cole's current behavior now that he's decided he no longer wants to be with the querent. The querent drew the Ace of Swords. When the Ace of Swords appears in a reading, it means that you are being given the gift of clear, logical thought. This allows Cole to be objective and cut through the confusion so that he can see the truth. It is a card about being as honest with yourself as possible so that you can make the best decisions possible. This means that Cole has made his decision to sever the relationship solely on the facts. His emotions and gut feelings have played no part in it. The Ace of Swords is associated with mental sharpness, clear thinking, and expressing yourself with words. It's also an invitation to cut away thoughts and beliefs that are no longer needed in your life. So clearly Cole reached a level of clarity and realized that he no longer wanted to be with the querent. It's really hard to guess why, but I think there are 2 possibilities. One is that Cole feels like the querent is too perfect for him. As I said in the previous card, she's beautiful, in touch with her emotions, hardworking, authentic, and almost holy. He may have decided that she's out of his league or that she would expect the same level of work ethic and holiness from him. Maybe Cole just wanted someone who was a little more flawed so that he doesn't feel inferior when he wants to spend the weekend sitting on the couch in his underwear and watching TV, while the star figures they should be volunteering for Habitat for Humanity. The other possibility is that Cole doesn't like her independence and how she doesn't care what the world thinks of her. If she wants to work naked, she'll work naked. Maybe he wants somebody who will fit into society better. So he can't see taking her to the office Christmas party because she refuses to get dressed up and put on makeup. She'd have no issue showing up in her gardening clothes without bothering to glam up to impress his colleagues. So Cole's change in attitude can be attributed to some kind of change in his thoughts that made him realize that he no longer wants to be with her. You've made it this far in the video, and I wanted to stop and ask for a favor if you're not already a subscriber. And that is to please hit the subscribe button. It's free for you, and it will also help me to grow this channel. Plus, it means that you won't miss anything. Thanks so much, and if you're already a subscriber, I truly appreciate your ongoing support. Now let's get back to the video. Card number 3 looks at the potential for rekindling the relationship. The querent drew the 7 of Wands. The first thing to figure out is who the image represents. Is it Cole or the querent? If you can't figure it out intuitively, my recommendation is to use a pendulum, and you can see a picture on the screen. It's a weighted object to which you can ask yes or no questions. So look at the man in green and ask, does this represent the querent? And you get one of 3 answers, yes, no, or I don't know. In this case, my pendulum tells me that the image represents the querent. I have a whole video on how to use a pendulum, which I'll link to below. When the 7 of Wands shows up in a reading, it is a message that there is some kind of struggle in your life, and you have to be vigilant, to stand your guard, and to face conflict with bravery and courage. This card tells me that the querent is facing a lot of obstacles with her fiancé, and I don't think that the relationship will be rekindled. If it was to be rekindled, there is a lot that would need to be resolved. Let's look at the images on the card for a bit more information. First of all, the querent is standing on a rock. Rocks are about dependability, so we know that she is a very solid individual, as was indicated in the star. Mountains also indicate obstacles, so we know that she is facing some big struggles, which is pretty obvious from the 6 wands that are coming towards her. Since there are 6 wands, we know that there are 6 people up against her, since in the other wands cards, there is 1 person holding each wand. The querent is higher than the others, which puts her in a position of superiority. However, she's wearing 2 different shoes, which can mean a couple of things. It can mean that the attack was a surprise and she didn't have time to get dressed, and we know that Cole's change in opinion took her by surprise. The different shoes can also indicate that her desire, which is to be with her fiancé, and her actions, which is being forced to fight against him, are not aligned. I think that the wands coming toward the querent can mean 2 things. The first is that Cole changed his mind and he's engaged friends and family to try to convince the querent to come back to him. Wands are about actions, and the buds on each wand can indicate that there is a lot of activity. So it's highly possible that Cole thought the querent was the love of his life, then had some kind of epiphany that she wasn't right for him, and then changed his mind again, and now he's trying to wear her down by taking actions such as sending her Taylor Swift concert tickets. If that's the case, she's having none of it. The other explanation is that things between the 2 of them get nasty. Cole is looking for the querent to take specific actions, such as to give him back half of his security deposit or to let him have custody of the dog, and she's refusing to give in. It's also possible that he's taking action such as lying about the situation to her friends or posting terrible things about her on social media, and she's being forced to defend herself. I don't think that the querent has any intention of giving in or accepting Cole back in her life. So let's summarize. The purpose of this reading was to figure out why the querent's fiancé, named Cole, changed in a single month from "you are the love of my life" to "I don't care about you." Card number 1, the star, looked at the state of Cole's feelings in the past when he viewed the querent as the love of his life. Basically, she was perfect. Not only was she beautiful, but she was also authentic, emotionally stable, grounded, and a hard worker. Some of the symbolism in the card indicates that she was also holy. Card number 2, the Ace of Swords, looked at what was influencing Cole's decision to no longer be with the querent. We know that his thoughts abruptly changed and he believed he's seeing the truth. I'm not sure if he doesn't like her independence, or if he feels inferior to her, or if he wants somebody who is less hardworking so that he can enjoy a more relaxed life. Card number 3, the Seven of Wands, tells us that there's not much potential for rekindling their relationship. We can see that the querent is fighting Cole, and it could be for a number of reasons. Cole might be trying to win her back, or he might be spreading lies about the querent or trying to force her to take specific actions, such as returning his share of the security deposit from their apartment. Regardless, she is fighting him. The querent is in the superior position, and I don't think she's going to give in. Hopefully this reading gave the querent some insight into why her boyfriend changed his view of her and confirms that a reconciliation is not in the future. I hope this video will help you with your tarot readings. Please leave a comment if you'd like to share what you've learned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.